And
oh. Take 47.
so for about a year, Cori's been missing, and today...
I haven't been missing. I haven't been like on posters or anything.
The passenger,
I've been working.
The passenger princess is back. She's It's like hunting with the game warden. It's like take your boss to work day. You know, like most bosses are bossing. They don't do work. So the boss is
I'm here now. So.
here and supervising. We have lots of sugar syrup. It's the 11th. I think today's the 11th of October. And as you can see from this awesome neck beard I got going on, I've just been grinding lately. We've gone through, I don't know, a little over 1,000 gallons of sugar syrup in the last 2-3 weeks, and just getting lots of weight on the beehives. And some of them are like in this field where we're at today, they didn't make a lot of fall flow. The field I was in yesterday, I didn't have to hardly feed 20 of them because they made a crop. So we're just kind of going by and lifting up boxes, and if they're not up to weight, they're continuing to get another gallon or another 2 gallons or that kind of thing. And we're feeding bananas now. Just kind of rounding out the year. Brood nests are shrinking considerably, and most everything we've got is in a double deep. So today is just going to be a great day. How excited was I this morning?
You went from half asleep to like 100 when I told you I was going to come with you today.
Yeah, it was just like 7:30.
Just to be clear, you guys, if you've been watching our channel for any period of time, you know that I don't like the heat. But today I was like, oh, it's 50 degrees. I can be keeping the 50 degree weather.
Yeah,
but
so
not the 70
we woke up,
weather.
it was 53. Right now it's 62. It's going to be a high 70 today. But it's windy. It's a little chilly at the moment. It's 62 and windy, so we're not going to be breaking but 1 or 2 hives open at a time. We don't want them to lose a lot of heat. So the last couple weeks since September the 8th, so we're going on a little over a month now, about every 5 days or so we've been hitting the bees with oxalic acid.
We, like
I still we everything, even though it's an
I love how he acts like I had anything to do with it whatsoever.
You know, behind every successful farmer is a great wife with an in-town job. And if it weren't for Cori's nursing, then
I'm his sugar mama.
Yeah, that's right.
About the sugar.
Buy all the sugar.
Then,
so
yeah.
the truck's sitting low today. We've got 3 barrels of sugar in the back, and we stop. What I do is I fill them up about 2/3 of the way, and then with 2 to 1, and then we give them about 10 more gallons of water. And the truck, the F-150, can't handle that much weight, so we're sitting low as it is. But
and then he had extra poundage in the truck today that he wasn't counting on. Me.
That's okay. I mean, there's always room. The truck's just sitting low. We just took our time getting down here, and we're about...
Ashby talked the whole way, so there was that.
That's unlikely. I'm gonna edit that out.
You don't even have to make sure it's included. Everybody that knows you already knows
Right.
that you talked the whole way, and I had to ask you to be quiet like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, you know, she just needed her morning wake up. So it's like 10:30 in the morning right now. We're in eastern North Carolina. Got these bees are on pollination. There's 132 colonies down here, and so we've got to drive down here and get them ready for winter down here on this site, and then we're gonna take them home in the beginning of November. So without further ado, I'll show you what we're doing next. So I'll kind of show you our setup here today. This is 80 right here, and then this is a stevia crop, guys. So as I mentioned, it's cold and it's windy today, but let's get out here in it and show you. Let's There's hardly any bees working at the moment. I think most of the bees are in. But the way they do it is every other row has just 2 different types of stevia growing here. And if you look down the row there, there's like a white, you know, this is, let's see if I can get it, there you go, there we go. So this is one type of row, the white stuff, and then I'm gonna call it red. It has a red hue to it. And they cross-pollinate the 2 species. So when we look at, it says plant right here, a lot of these flowers, you see the brown flowers have already bloomed, and the white is still blooming. And so on a normal day, the bees would be out here all in it. We've got pollination rate, we did 4 hives per acre here. I'm gonna get ready to start doing some oxalic acid vapors on all these. These girls right here just kind of hanging out. There's a yellow jacket.
Got a lot of wear on that jacket already.
Just a little.
Everybody keeps asking you what you think about your jacket.
Yeah, this is one season. I don't know if you can tell all the wear in the fabric right there, along here.
It's not that there's anything wrong with the jacket. It's just that
I mean, at the end of the season here, still got really good elasticity here. The zippers are plastic, so they don't give any trouble.
you don't have any holes that is letting bees in.
No holes letting bees in. I don't see this fabric holding. I mean, I carry a lot of stuff up next to me.
He carries, what he's really saying there, y'all, is he carries stuff on his belly.
Yeah, you pick stuff up or you pick boxes up. I mean, that used to stay sting stopper. Can you even tell?
I can zoom in.
And that's a lot of wear and tear on a suit, but I wear it every single day. So, but I got a good season out of this, and this will be a good backup jacket. I tend to just buy a new jacket every season. And then, like, when the boys help me during the summer, then we've got extra suits for them and such. Mm-hmm. But, you know, in the past, like, this fabric here wears out. A zipper will wear out. That's what I like about this plastic zipper. It doesn't wear out. So, matter of fact, let me... So with the wind and it's a little chilly out there, I decided to get back in the truck. But I wanted to tell you about our experience with oxalic acid vapor. So this season, we did OAV across the whole outfit. And I follow Dr. Cameron Jack out of Florida. And he recommends 4 rounds of OAV 5 days apart. So you got to cover the whole brood cycle of 20 days. So we sent these specific bees to the mountains over the summer to do sourwood, and while they were up there from June 20th to July the 6th, we did 4 rounds 5 days apart. I'm calling that a summer knockdown protocol. Now, I know a lot of folks up to now have been told that oxalic acid vapor isn't a great treatment option when you have brood present, but in Central Florida, they don't ever go broodless. So Cameron Jack's study, they did like 70 some hives, and basically 4 rounds 5 days apart knocked down the mite threshold to 2% or less, and that would be 6 mites per half cup of bees, or 6 mites per 300 bees. So with these bees here, I decided, all right, we're going to give them a middle of the summer. Like, why wait to do your mite treatments when you can do oxalic acid vapor while the honey's on, or while there's a nectar flow? You know, it doesn't matter as long as it's above 44 degrees. Typically from July 6th to September 8th, that's 2 months and 2 days. I saw these bees 4 more times, and in a normal year, I would have hit them 4 more times with OAV. I find that start the day by hitting with OAV, and then do whatever beekeeping task you got to do. I run 3 guns. So a yard of 40 will maybe take me 15 minutes, and this yard of 80 right here will take me 30. And so I decided not to treat them in that time period of July 6th to September the 8th. That's when your mite loads are just exponential, and they're going through the roof. And so my thoughts are, can we go ahead and knock down, my thesis, I guess you could say, is can we knock down the mite load midsummer so that by the time we get into August or September, the mite load's not so high. So the results were like this. I sampled a random 30 out of 132 colonies out at this location. I did mite washes for a whole afternoon. I hate mite washes for so many reasons, but it's still a semi-accurate tool as to what's going on in the hives. So we had one outlier out of 30 colonies, and it had 23 mites on the wash. And obviously that's like a 7% threshold, which is way too high. And then the other 29 total colonies, we had them zeros all the way up to, we had 4 colonies that washed at like a 6, 7, or 8. But most of them had 5 or less mites on the wash. So for the other 29 colonies, we had 86 total mites. If you do the division there, that works out to be 2.97 mites per colony average. Round that up to 3 mites per colony average. That's a 1% threshold. When you don't have such high mite numbers like that, the bees can manage, we'll call it the mite load or the viral load associated with varroa mites. So since September the 8th, this will be their 5th or 6th round. I haven't really been keeping up with it. We come out here every 5 days and I feed them and we treat them with OAV. And I found with OAV, I start the day by doing OAV. Like everything in the hives is nice and hunky-dory right now. Once we break into them and disturb them, if you do OAV at the end of the day, the bees will try to staple your pants to your legs. So that's what we're doing. The boss is going to hang out on her phone for a little bit. I'm going to spend about a half hour doing OAVs.
Thank you. Put me back on camera. See this right here. I asked you to put me on camera. That's consensual. The other time was not consensual. I was not prepared. I'm probably like this. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here and raise my digital crops.
Digital farmer.
I have an electronic farmer. Oh, I turned my phone off. I'm an electronic farmer. I have digital or electronic crops here. Sorry. So you can talk about your actual alive crops.
Yeah.
Living whatever.
Bees. So anyway, so guys, that's the thing is if I would have hit those colonies 4 more times with OAV throughout the summer, we would not have seen outliers like 23 mites. 1 in 30 colonies then could be a potential mite bomb. So again, we just hit them every 5 days. It'll get the mites under control, and basically clean them up, get them ready for winter where we don't have any mites. And now at this point, brood nests are shrinking down significantly. We're not seeing, I broke into 40 hives yesterday, roughly 40, and brood nests are down to a single box, and you're lucky to see 5 frames of brood, and there's not a lot of young larvae. And here in about a month or month and a half, another 6 weeks around Thanksgiving, they'll really shut down the brood nest. So we're just feeding bananas today and thick syrup. I'm not quite 2 to 1, probably more like a 1.5 to 1. But it's really, really difficult for the bees to dehydrate and get rid of water at this point. So you want to feed a thicker syrup. Our goal is to just get weight on them. And given that we've got days next week, it's going to be in the 80s. So there's enough heat, enough time down here that they can evaporate what they need to, and then they'll just come home and they'll be ready for winter. Bring them home, sit them down, and look forward to it. So I'm gonna get at it, and we'll see you here when we feed the bees here in just a little bit.
Bye.
She's been waiting all year to do that. Bye. Bless your heart.
They miss me.
I think everybody misses you. They definitely don't like me.
I don't blame them.
So we are fighting a rainstorm coming in, but we are down to this last bit here.
Not the delayed response.
Right. So most of the bees overall are kind of light. They're going to need at least 2 to 4 more gallons. So I'm going to be at it next week and the week after. And we'll just sock the syrup to them. and get them up to weight. These on this end, for some reason, are looking better than the ones on the other end did. So naturally, I'm only going to show you the winners. But looks like they've drawn in some comb. The nest is, you got 3 frames of bees in the top box here. So we've been working great as a team though, where she runs the syrup and then I'm doing all the lifting. But these boxes, you know, that one there is probably 25, 30 pound box. Nice cluster. And then depending on the size of the colony, so this colony is like here to here. So I'm probably only gonna give it 1. We can give them more at over a longer period of time. Bananas to me is like a do no harm sort of thing. There's a lot of good vitamins. I heard a good one recently. A guy said, well, if we give people vitamin D supplement, do we see it show up in their gut health? No. If you as a person go outside and get sunlight, do we see that show up in your gut health? No. But what does that do? What does sunshine do? It's great for the body. It lifts morale. It does all kinds of good things, but we can't see it show up. To me, bananas are full of potassium, vitamin C, that kind of stuff. Lots of good nutrition. So there's only one real study from the University of Montana. They studied in the spring to show that bananas help increase brood. But to me, it's just additional food. It's cheap. It's like 20 bucks a case. That's very economical. We have so many small hive beetles right now that pollen patties aren't really feasible, or you'll end up with a ton of small hive beetle larvae. So I'll be feeding, like we'll put open feeders out here shortly in about 10 days. And as the stevia wraps up, we'll feed them like a dry pollen sub if they need. But see, down here they've still got lots of goldenrod in the ditches and stuff right now too. So we still have a pollen source coming in, no real issue. But with that, then we just put this back on here, pop a lid back on. Let's just do one more, and then we got to get at it because the rain
is hitting my hands. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do one more. So
here, let me come around the
again,
other
not
side.
looking so great. Yeah, a little weight in the top box again, maybe 20 pounds. You got a nice brood nest down low. Very pleased with that. So you can see very well constructed brood nest, but there's just not a lot in the top. That's okay though. Like they'll store syrup away up top. So give them 4 more gallons. You get about 9 pounds per gallon by the time they dehydrate it. So another 36 pounds. They got 20 pounds in here, and they got a nice solid brood nest down low. That's enough to get them through winter.
He's having to do my job and his now.
Some of the colonies like this one have a top feeder. So I was worried earlier that we may not have enough feed, but as it turns out we got enough feed, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit this one. It's not gonna hurt to, you can give them 2-3 gallons at a time. When I come back next week, every colony will get a feeder in the top box and a feeder in the bottom box, and they'll get 2 gallons at a time. So they'll get 2 gallons next week, 2 gallons the week after, and they should be up to weight by then. Some of you might be wondering, stevia, the crop itself lends no nectar and no pollen. So it's really rough on your bees. They can come home in worse shape than when they left. So there's a lot of feeding is required. But kind of a wrap, guys. That's what we've been up to. Feeding and treating, treating and feeding. As I mentioned, the rain's coming in, so showed my lovely assistant, the boss,